Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully, y'all had a great weekend. I am still buzzed out on my mind from last night, so please forgive me if I sound very, very weird right now, but I'm here for another video. Today's video, we'll be going over the IJN setup that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, and by a lot, I mean like 4 people, but we'll be making that for our today's video. Now, Sakura Empire, for the most part, when it comes to like best fleets, is like very, very niche. Obviously, because there's so many aircraft carriers that's what we're gonna focus on as of right now. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So if you guys don't already know, Sakura Empires are very torpedo focused, and torpedoes are very strong against medium or somewhat medium armor, but mostly on heavy armor. So, if you guys ever have to deal with heavy armor scenarios, or you see people using IJN planes, it's because the boss is heavy armor. Okay. So the setup that people usually run is going to be something like this in the backline. Now whenever you guys see me talk about like faction setups or whatever, most of the time the backline is one faction. There are some exceptions like battleships, but for the most part, at least aircraft carriers, it's all except Fritz and Admiral, it's usually the same faction. So IJN, their best setup is, as of right now, is this right here. This is primarily focused on aircraft carrier torpedo damage on heavy armor targets. This is what you're going to see right here. And at this point, the first thing you want to slot in is more damage modifiers. Kazugumo is definitely needed here. And then after that, it's up to you. At this point, people just toss in ultra rare ships because that's like the best thing you can do as right now. So there's a lot of flexibility that you guys can run right here. It depends on what you guys need. Now, you can use Azuma, but Azuma is such a damage loss when compared to other ships. Like, you're better with other targets right here. So because we're focused on heavy armor, you can mix things up right here to get more value out of it. Obviously, torpedoes mean like, or because this setup is full of torpedoes, Shimakaze is pretty good here. Because man, this freaking I changed my character name because someone gifted it to me. But Amagi, she has a buff that buffs torpedoes somewhere in here, and that means you're going to be doing a lot more torpedo damage. So Sakura Empire surface torpedoes, 15% more damage somewhere in here. Yeah, it's torpedo by 15%. Yeah. So you get damage increase right here. So it kind of makes sense to run these two. And then I wouldn't use Azuma. I would use someone else. There are a lot of options that you guys can run. I think Moskva as of right now is very solid because she's just so good of a ship right now. So that's kind of thing. If you guys don't want to use Moskva, you can use someone else. But right now, she's like the best DPS Vanguard in the game. So if you want to run something like, I don't know, not any of these, I don't think. Hindenburg is okay, but Moskva is better. E-Girl, you don't really need her anymore for the most part. Azuma, nah. Unzen works here. Yeah, I forgot about Unzen. Unzen definitely works here. Like, if your Vanguard is surviving for the most part, Unzen is definitely a good slot right here. Like, it's solid because she gets buffed up from the torpedo damage. Now, she's not the tankiest, but she's kind of good for taking some damage. Just keep in mind, if you guys are having troubles with Vanguard tankiness, don't put Unzen in here. I would do something like this. I would do like, if this setup is good enough to survive, run this. But if it's not, do something like this. Kick out Shimakaze, put in Moskva if you have her, and then do something like this. Keep Kazugumo in the middle. Now, I would put Unzen over Shimakaze because she's more durable because of health pools. So that's why she's probably like a little bit better. If you run Unzen, you can run double torpedo and still feel safe, and it should get the job done. And then Moskva is a tank DPS, so you have much more HP pooling here. Let me move my face cam down. So she has like 5,000 HP for the Shimakaze. It's like what, 2,000 or something like that. Let me see what Shimakaze is at right now. Well, my Shimakaze is not ring, so keep that in mind. But we're looking at 2,600 HP, so that's like double if you slot in Unzen. So it's much more durable compared to Shimakaze. But Shimakaze's damage does do more overall. But if you're having trouble surviving, definitely toss in Unzen here. That's much better. And then Moskva DPS or whatever, just give her a heavy armor gun. Shimakaze does okay damage on heavy armor. Mainly there just a buff for the 15% air raid assistance for your aircraft carriers, because these girls right here are gonna be doing most, if not like 85 or something percent, a lot of damage. They're gonna be doing a lot of damage for the team. So focus on this. Now, if you guys are missing any of these ships, now Amagi is core right here. She is not going anywhere. But if you're missing, say like Hakugo or Shinano, you can slot in Haku Ryu. That is an option that you guys can do. Now I would say well, she's still good. I guess you could say power creep if you really want to, but she's still fine for the most part. She did get a buff. It's a pretty good buff. But I think Shinano is just better because her debuff is just much more universal for the most part. So I feel like that's much more better for like the team benefit versus this Hakugo, which is like a 8% uptime for like 12% damage increase or something like that. But it is good though. It is good. It's like, it's very borderline. Like I would say if you slot out Hakugo for like Haku Ryu, you're not missing out on too much damage. Like it is like a pinch worth of damage in there that you're missing out, but for the most part though, it's not that much. It's not that much. Now a big question is why are you not using Musashi or whatever? I'm gonna tell you right now, the big reason why is because Amagi is such a game changer of a ship because of her first skill that we talked about earlier, which is the damage increase from torpedoes and stuff like that. Now look at this. Damage buff, damage buff, damage buff, damage buff, damage buff. Everyone's getting buffed up by Amagi's torpedoes. Now, you don't want to bench her because of that. And if I toss in Musashi, she doesn't fire any torpedoes. She's not going to benefit from this. You get what I'm trying to say? Musashi, to me, is just a very, very good campaign ship. Like, I would use her for, like, Chapter 14, 15, and 16. I think I did to some extent as well, too. So, like, she's a very good ship for campaign. She used to be very good for bossing as well too, but she kind of fell off of it because she doesn't really mesh well with any other battleships. And right here in full IGN, it's just like we have a lot of carriers already, so we don't really need you as well too. So as of right now, she's in a weird spot. Maybe Yamato will save her. I'm not exactly sure. But in my opinion, Musashi's better up for endgame campaign versus just bossing. And these videos we're talking about is mainly bossing because meta 15s, Operation Siren, Arbiter, hard mode, stuff like that. This is what we really care about. So this something similar to this is what I would run for heavy armor scenarios. 9 out of 10 cases, I would run something like this. Now there are some mechanics or whatever, so Vanguards may change, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, whenever some kind of a gimmick happens in a game, you're not changing your backline for the most part, you're changing your front lines for the most part. Okay. So yeah, that's today's video for Sakura Empire. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me guys know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna go lay down because I'm still exhausted. Peace out.